Hi everyone and welcome to the Dan and Ken channel once again. I'm Tharanga. I know it's been a while since our last episode, but I'm back. Now, in this episode, I'm going to speak to you about some of the deadly sins that a speaker should never do when they are invited to speak, especially when they are invited to speak without any preparation. We all have those moments where all of a sudden people will go, and now to speak a few words I would like to invite, and they say a name. And guess what? That name is yours. Now, what are the things that you should not do in a moment like that? Stay tuned for the rest of this episode where we discover some of the deadly sins that every speaker should avoid. Welcome back. Now, one of the main sins that a speaker should avoid, especially in impromptu speaking, is saying that you are not ready. I've heard countless amount of speakers getting onto the podium, looking around and saying, well, I was not ready. Well, guess what? You don't start a speech, even an impromptu speech, on a negative note like that. So, never ever say that you are not ready. Number one. Number two is quite connected. I've heard enough and more speakers going on to criticize the fact that they were not ready, and where they say, well, as I said before, I was not ready. Then they say something which looks quite a good point, and again they are like, oh well, as I said, I was not ready. By the time the speech is done, it's a 5-minute speech, and about 15 times the speaker has said, I was not ready. Don't do that. Well, it's more exciting to see what you have to say when you are confronted in an impromptu situation like that, rather than checking what you have prepared and come and said. So enjoy the moment, because the audience also wants to enjoy it. Number three, a lot of the speakers, when they are given impromptu speaking opportunities, they move on to be giving very boring philosophical speeches, where they might be like, oh well, once upon a time, blah blah blah, or they might say, oh, as we know the famous quote, and they go on with theory and philosophy, where the crowd by the second minute is already sleeping. Instead, bring out a story of yours, a story close to the heart, a story that has changed your life, a story you think that the crowd will appreciate as well. Bring that out, and to tell a story from your own personal life, you never have to be prepared, because it's your life and you should be ready and comfortable speaking about it. Just a tip. Another sin which speakers should avoid, especially in impromptu situations, is they go on to ridicule the topic. Sometimes in competitions, I've heard people ridiculing the topic. Sometimes even in an event, they might say, go on to just say, well, how they don't feel it's important. For example, if you are invited to speak at a youth empowerment program, and if you get on stage and say, oh well, I don't think this youth empowerment is important, youth is anyway empowered, then where to start? So never do that. Also, failure to match the maturity and the industry. That's a fifth sin you should avoid. If you are speaking to a senior audience, always match that maturity. They've been through the life, they've been through some experiences. Try to match at that. Of course, you're not trying to speak. If you're 30 years old, you should not try to speak like a 50-year-old. Instead, share some experiences from your life which even those 50-year-old people will appreciate. At the same time, match the industry. If you're going for an event of, let's say, the textile industry, you should have done your research a little bit about what's current, what's trending, what's relevant now to the apparel industry, to the fashion industry, and share some points on that. Connect with that, match the maturity. As I always say, the audience will listen to every speaker, but they will take home only the speaker that could reach out and breach through the barriers and touch the heart of the audience. And if you avoid these daily sins of public speaking, if you avoid these usual sins of public speaking which people make, especially when they are asked to speak without preparation, your speech will be remembered. It will touch the hearts of the audience, and then they will for sure take it home. And until I see you with the next episode, this is Tharanga signing off.